Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. It's quite damp this morning. We're getting all the rain we missed over the last 4 months today. In fact, it's quite funny. My buddy Robin asked me last night. He said, "Well, is it going to rain, or what do you think?" And I said, "Well, I just looking at the sky without looking at the weather forecast. No, I think we're in for a heavy dew. It is the heaviest of dew this morning." Because water's actually got standing water in the yard. That's okay, I'll take it. I know some folks it'll be highly inconvenient for them, especially the grain guys that are trying to swath and maybe do a bit of combining where they can. Even some folks still trying to bale a little bit of hay. We get what we get. Be under control. How could we possibly be upset about getting some rain, especially when we haven't had any for so long? Might not help us now, but hopefully it helps us next year. Anyways, it's going to rain for 3, 4, 5 days. And there's no point sitting around in front of the fireplace drinking hot chocolate. Might as well load up a holiday trailer and go camping somewhere and be miserable out there, away from all resources and amenities, with no power, shitting in a bucket. So that's what we're going to do. I got to spend today getting the last of the stuff ready for a little camping trip out to Gwillem Lake and get my tractor seat cushion off of there, because of course that's now super heavy. I'm also going to fire up the big tractor. My mother-in-law brought over a lick tub for the cows last night. You need 9 men and a billy goat to get that thing out of the truck. I could let gravity do it, but I don't want to break the tub. I want to be able to reuse the tub maybe after the cows lick it out. All right, let's see if this old baby will start. If it does, it will already be further ahead than the Massey and the Deutz. Man, I just can't begin to tell you what a game changer it is to have a tractor that has, windshield wipers, lights, brakes, the heater, all that stuff working. Coming out and running, like I said, the Massey and the Deutz. Like the Massey's as bare bones as it can get. The only accessory it has is a front end loader with the bucket. And then the Deutz it had all kinds of stuff on it, but none of it worked. So this is just an absolute treat. The biggest thing for me, especially living on a hillside like this, is the brakes. But not only that, but it actually has that park function. So you don't have to ground the loader or ground whatever you got on the 3-point hitch. Then I have this thing roll away into the abyss. It's like a pleasure to drive this thing. Like if you had to take a tractor to town, not that you would, but if you ever had to take a tractor to town, I think this would be the one. It's comfortable, all the creature comforts, cassette player, the radio, all that stuff works. You got air. Man, oh man, this was top of the line 1982. You probably could get nicer than this, but this would have been the pinnacle of tractors at that point in time. And I'm loving it, absolutely. The best $17,000 I ever spent, most definitely. One thing that would be nice though, and I'm not complaining, but one thing that would be nice is if there was some type of a gas shock on the door, because it's got that little thing down there that clicks, but you really got to extend yourself out there to get that door fully open, to get it to click and stay there. And the door's open like a conventional car door on these Internationals, so it's a bit backwards to a typical tractor, which open like a suicide door and then you make your way out. It's kind of awkward to get. Coming in is easy, but getting out is just a little bit more challenging. It would be nice if there was a gas shock right here, push that door open, and if there was a handle here, you're grabbing this one down here. But for a tall guy like myself, that's so far away from where I need to be to balance myself. So I think I'm going to retrofit. I'm going to put a handle up here so I can get out, because otherwise one day I'm probably going to get hung up on the shifter and then do a lip skid into the gravel, and that'll be fun for nobody. And then I'll be cursing this beautiful tractor that I got unnecessarily. All right, well, I'm not going to say the day got away on me. What'd you find? Oh, big jump. That's pretty impressive. not going to say the day got away on me, but it is after supper here now. Well, the kayak's all loaded up. Generator's loaded up. Hitch is switched over. Now I just got my bucket here. Holy man, look at that cloud. That might be spicy here later. Anyways, we're heading over to the garden because we're hoping there's going to be some potatoes in there, not just weeds. We're going to dig one hill anyways, so we have some potatoes to take camping with us. Although looking at the garden here, I think maybe next year I won't even put anything in. I'll just take a bag of sunflower seeds and just cast them everywhere because they seem to do all right. But it's the only thing that seems to work its way through the thistle and the hogweed. Well, saying that, the wife did put these raspberry bushes in this year, and they are on fire right now. What do you see there, Charlotte?
There's a bug eating that petal.
Yeah, look in the other one. What's in the one over there?
We're gonna let that be.
Is it a bumblebee?
Yeah.
There's another bee down there. Yep. And there's another bee down there. So there's the indirect benefit to having sunflowers around. Not only are they beautiful, they're a good source of food for the bees, which in turn go around and pollinate all the other food sources we have.
I know I can do it.
Wow, impressive.
Just lands like that.
Okay, let's go dig potatoes.
Okay. Let's dig, family.
What are we gonna dig?
Potatoes!
All right, let's start digging. What do you think's under here? Goose eggs?
I don't know.
Ho ho ho, look at that.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Oh, that's
Good looking potatoes too. Not a lot there. Let's see what else comes up.
Is this a potato plant?
That's a potato plant, yeah. Dig that up. You have a good haul?
Yep.
You want to show them? Pretty respectable, hey? Proud of your work?
Yep.
Good job. Found it?
That big.
Bam. Chuck it in the bucket. Gently. What are we going to make with those potatoes?
Potato soup.
Potato soup. You love potatoes, don't you?
Mm-mm.
What's your favorite food?
Tomato soup.
We do grow tomatoes. Should we go look at the tomatoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Bring your pitchfork. All right, welcome to the greenhouse, aka Tomato Palooza. These things seem to have taken over here. It seems to be like the main event. It's really all we've got is tomatoes, 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 tomatoes. We do have some peppers. That's kind of, ooh, look at that.
Really hot
I
wings.
bet you that's a spicy one right there. And then I think these were supposed to be cabbages, but they just went on a runaway and never actually formed a ball. So there's a lesson there. They got to be grown in the dirt, not in the greenhouse. What do you think, Charlotte? Do you like this? You like these tomatoes? You like the tomatoes?
Berkeley.
Hmm?
Berkeley.
Sad to say, Charlotte, I think we're all out of broccoli. The only thing we got left is tomatoes. You want a tomato?
Blech.
You don't love tomatoes?
Mm-mm. Only when it's tomato soup.
Oh, you are my kid, hey? Yeah, we're cut from the same cloth. I hate tomatoes, but give me ketchup, give me tomato soup, I'm all over it. It's good stuff, right? Yeah. You said you wanted a cucumber?
Yeah.
Well, that one's got chewed on the bottom. See if we can find you something else here. Eat that tiny one?
No.
It's like a prickly pickle.
Ah,
One's a little pokey too. Oh, this one here.
Oh my gosh.
Wife actually just made 2 whole flats of pickles, homemade pickles from these little cucumbers.
More.
Fantastic. Bread and butter and dill pickles. You found more?
More.
But those ones are all prickly too, hey?
Yeah, more.
Yeah, we'll pickle those ones, okay?
Tomato there.
And this is not a tomato. This is what do they call this? Rutabaga? What is that called? It's a weird vegetable anyway. It's not a turnip. It's not a Swede, it's something else. I think it's a rutabaga. Is that what they call that?
Not tomato.
Kohlrabi? Kohlrabi, that's what that is. Maybe that is a rutabaga. I don't know. All right, one last thing before I go to bed here. Just want to show you this multi-purpose, multi-level kayak rack. I first built this when we went to, where did we go to? Shuswap? Yeah, we went to Shuswap. And we had, it was this tall. It was this tall. And I kept everything down below the level of the cab for aerodynamics, right? And the kayak stuck out the back. And then the little one, they were all ratchet strapped together. The little ones were ratcheted underneath. But then you get thinking, well, I got to pull a trailer now. I'm going to go pull a trailer for a couple hours down the road. And I can't have these kayaks stick out way back here because that's where the trailer needs to be in here. If I go turn a corner or if I hit a bump in the road and something flexes, something turns, this will not be this shape anymore. And the front of the camper will not be the shape it's supposed to be either. So that's not cool. So I put longer legs on this thing. It's just whatever old 2x4 and 2x6 we had floating around. And then I was struggling with like how I was going to manage to get that second kayak in there. And the wife's like, well, why don't you just put a piece of 2x4 here and one back here and then just slide it in there. Then you go to second level and then you can still access the whole box. So we can put, you know, the generator and the totes and the suitcases and all that kind of stuff in here. And the big thing is closed tonneau cover. So if it rains on the way there, everything's dry and Bob's your uncle. So anyways, on that note, I'm thinking I'm going to fix up. Wife made some cookies today. So I'm going to fix up a cup of tea, get myself a cup of cookies, and settle in for the night. Sounds like the dogs are fighting, so I better call it. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.